And welcome back, everybody, to the Dr. Mario Championship channel. Now is the time that you have all been waiting for. This is the finals, people. We're going to see Packie and inphlox face off against each other. Very exciting match. Tell us a little bit about it, John.
Well, from what I can see, it's the first time that these players are facing each other. So, who would have thought that they would face in a finals and find themselves, on two sides of this tournament to make it all the way to the finals? And this is the first time they will have to figure out who's better. So, yeah, I mean, Packie and inphlox, both of them having made multiple finals. I mean, we're going to see what happens. It's a new set of levels, so yeah, it's one level less than before. It's going to be 14 to 17, and yeah, we'll see who prevails at this match.
Definitely. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying we're going to see some hot times because these are the first times. But we know that both of these guys are super competitive. Both of them want to end up on top. Both of them want that hot time. And I think we're going to see some really, really great play. Influx in the chat says, so stoked to finally play Pack. And I think Packy feels the same way about Influx.
Oh yeah, definitely. As you say, very competitive, both of them. You're going to see that they're not going to give an inch to their competitors. So this is going to be an interesting match, very hard fought all the way to the end, and I'm pretty sure of it.
Excellent. We have readies from both players and a yay finals from our restreamer, the Dave. And a 3, 2, 1, pills.
There we go. As we have Packies off and Influx is also already off. So yeah, well, as from what I can see, Packy, not a lot of blue on the top line, opening up some there. I was going to say that there was a lot of red, but he takes out most of it with that combo. So very nice opening there by Packy.
Definitely. And both of these players have really even boards. Packy making nice use of some yellow garbage and a beautiful tee, clears out the garbage formed by it right away. Influx has got a lot of red on the top line, so is going to have to make some garbage with that blue and is going to drop it down. Influx not a really big fan of drop time, but he is taking a little bit right now.
Yeah, definitely. You will see that he's going to try to minimize that drop time, try to go for horizontals, even sometimes use garbage that, in the end ends up not being garbage. But yeah, it's that's the style that he's used to. And now finally opening up some blue on his board, but getting not a lot of yellow now.
Yeah, but really nice sweet tea on the side there for Influx. Meanwhile, Packy really bulldozing through this level. It's really nice and flat here. Not a lot of help needed for blue. Notice he just cleared out a ton in row 3, some of which could be helpful later, but that's kind of the way that things go. A nice lightning bolt in 7 and 8 for Packy and an 8 virus lead.
Yeah, and Paki was using very nicely all of those blues. It seemed like there was not very many ways to use them properly, but he found ways to open up from other sides of the board and just slam them through and use them very efficiently. So the props there to Paki.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Influx clearing out some yellow, dropping that garbage down, making a nice combo there. Needs a lot of yellow on the top, yellow on the left-hand side, red on the right, but it's starting to open that up so that blue is useful as well.
Influx trying to figure out this very congested board there at row 1 as Paki is out at a 210. So very, very quick time there by Paki, and Influx is just going to be about 5 hours behind.
The old level blocks were levels 13 through 17, which was a really long slog for the players. And so we changed it this year to 14 through 17. I think we're looking to see the hottest times would be somewhere around 9 minutes, I would predict, but I think we're probably looking in the 10-minute range.
Yeah, definitely. We're also learning what the hot time should be around this, given that it's a new set of levels. But yeah, these players are going to show us more or less where we are shooting for.
Currently about a 10 virus lead for Packy. Influx is making nice work of the left-hand side of his board, chopping down all that blue yellow.
Yeah, and Packie trying to figure out what to do with some of those pills. They weren't coming exactly as he wanted them to, but figuring out how to at least put together all of the garbage and yeah, just make little amounts of it. So good job there.
Yeah. Influx, notice the center of the board, there are those two blues lined up on top of those two reds. Not sure what he's going to be doing with that. A double red would be optimal to clear that out, but it'll still leave a little garbage. Let's see what he does there. Yeah, he's going to take that double red and use it. So, not too much garbage trouble, but not a lot of use for red on the board currently.
Yeah, usually when you have those situations where you have a tower with a double, or well, two viruses and horizontal of the same color, it's pretty difficult to take them out. If you take them out one by one, then it's going to mean you're going to take a lot of drop time, and having them horizontal means you have to have some kind of a ledge to try and play with. So that takes some time. As we see that Influx has a bit of a I thought that was a misdrop, but no, he's setting up for that to go down. So that double yellow was going to help. Very nice there.
Nice. But all of those yellows are blocked up for him in the corners. This double yellow is going to be helpful, but I think he's going to want to take out some reds in order to unblock those. And they are basically tied at the moment. Packie down to 12, Influx into 13, and a small discrepancy with their timers. So we'll see how this goes.
All right, and Packie there setting up for that horizontal. That's going to sandwich those reds, and he's going to be able to take them out with only two pills instead of the six pills that it would usually have taken.
Yeah, that's some really fantastic play. And Packie making a nice combo, dropping into a horizontal on the bottom. Notice he's in a good position with those two. So two reds is all he needs to get those out in column 7. Meanwhile, Influx out at a 505 with a really nice combo of horizontals on row 1.
Yeah, and Packie was out at the 5:10, so he's 5 seconds behind, also because of the discrepancy of the timers. But it means that Influx has taken a little bit of advantage there on level 15.
Yeah, and with a really great opening, he had an awesome tee to start that level. So things are looking really good for him. The side is a little bit high right now. He's going to be maybe red blue dependent to clear out that left hand side, but he's getting that red blue that he needs.
Yeah, Spack is trying to get some blue into play in order to try and bring down that right side. And I think that was a double flip there with that yellow red. So that's going to slow him down a bit on that side.
Oof, yes, definitely. Um, and that high up, he's going to have to maneuver stuff around it, but it looks like that is gone, and he's going to use it to clear out some stuff. He needs a lot of blue, and he needs it now.
Yeah, and because he needed that much blue, that misplay there didn't really end up costing too much time. It was just probably a bit worrying, but that's about it.
But in the meantime, Influx has taken this opportunity and really run with it. He's up by over 20 viruses and showing no signs of slowing down. Uh, it looks like he's making some plans to drop down yellow garbage. Um, and looks like he's got some horizontal opportunities with blue and red in those rows. And so looks like he's doing really well at the moment.
Yeah, and Paki trying to figure out what to do with that with the left side. I think this double yellow is going to help. Yeah, there you go. And now he's going to need some more blue in order to try and bring down that left side as well. You can see him getting a little bit frustrated, but yeah, it's been quite a rough level this 16 as Influx is out and into level 17.
Yeah, and the end game play that Influx had was pretty spellbinding. I mean, he dropped a ton of combos on top, stacked perfectly, seeing down different layers into the level and just taking it down super quickly. So he's dialed in.
Yeah, definitely. That's also part of the style of Influx to go through these levels. To just try to figure out some ways to drop things into others, and yeah, just have very nice end game. Spack is still frustrated with this level because yeah, it's been quite a slog.
Yeah. And Influx had a nice drop tee. There's a lot of yellow on the top of this line. At first it was yellow-blue, and now it's yellow-red. Makes a nice combo there. The red-blue, not particularly useful at the moment, but knowing inphlox, he'll find some way to drop with that garbage. I think he used that bracket there. It skipped for a second, but wow, look at Packie's monster combo that we just saw.
Yeah, one of those advanced combos that if you want to learn how to play this game, you want to learn how to see it where you can set up in top of some things that you can clear horizontally, and then that's going to let you take out some viruses later, kind of like a delay to clear as Wheezy Paki. Just waiting for that last red, and he's going to be out at 8:36. But Influx already are about like a third of the level just left on his board, so that's quite an advantage.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why we play level 17 is it represents the highest starting height that any pills, or sorry, any viruses can get to. So levels 18, 19, 20, they won't get any higher than this. They'll get more tightly locked up. So you can make some really bad mistakes in the early game, and especially playing on high, it's such a danger. But Packy navigates this opening so beautifully, even despite all the crazy blue, yellow, RNG.
Yeah, I mean this is exactly the ultimate test. We don't go all the way to 20 because then you're depending very much on RNG. But this 17 shows you how you have to navigate those problems. As we see, Influx already done at 9:25. So about the time that you were predicting earlier, it would be for this set of blocks. So there you go.
Yeah. That's some math, people. Yeah, I
That's a
mean, we
math I didn't want to do.
I know. We have the diligent mathematician and the lazy mathematician. So we're really not used to seeing that much of a margin of error from Packy. Notice he's actively trying to shake it off. I don't know if he knows the outcome of this yet, or if he's just trying to finish this out. Nice
I
combo there.
yeah, I think he prefers to just lock himself into his game, and yeah, he's going to notice in a bit once he's done with this level. So yeah, at least this means that he gets to finish it, show Mario that yeah, it was just one set of levels. Hopefully, the next one will be better.
Definitely. One thing that we often see from Packy is a little bit of a retaliatory spirit. Packy really does not like to lose. As I said at the beginning, he's super competitive, and often what happens is he will lose one game in a match and then come right back and be in killer mode. So I kind of am excited to see that as a possibility right now, but we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's one of those things that make Paki go wild, and yeah, he's not going to make this take him down. Rather, that's going to be just the thing that he needed to try and play this even more aggressive. And well, that's quite a sight to see. So yeah, I'm also waiting for that to happen just as Pac is about to finish this level. It's just a couple viruses at this point.
Yeah, not sure exactly what he's going to be doing with this yellow in the center. Maybe the possibility of getting it out horizontally, but it's a little bit locked up right now. He's okay. He's going to use the blue for that. He's out at a 12:07. You can see he is not very happy about that.
Yeah, definitely. Paki knows it was quite the set of levels, and I'm sure he's practiced them and he knows more or less what to shoot for. And yeah, 12 minutes, about 3 minutes per level. So that's yeah, that's quite a slog. But hey, it's sometimes the RNG that you get delivered. But Paki is already set to continue this, as we are also having influx saying that he's ready. So we're gonna start this game number 2.
And we're going to get our countdown. 3, 2, 1, pills. Or just three?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh,
um,
give us a sec. Yeah, something
yeah.
happened.
Huh. All right. In 3, 2, 1, pills. There we
All
go.
right, there we go.
Took care of it. Took care of it. Where there's a
Yeah,
will, there's
yeah.
a way.
Yeah, there's ways around it, and yeah, some technical issues there, but yeah, we managed to get this going as we see that very nice T drop there by Packie Sweetie.
Sweet tea. Yeah, that was a really nice opening set. I mean, Packy does have a little bit of garbage on top because he has no use for yellow. He's cleared that garbage off of the board, but has stuck some of it to the left-hand side, which could be a little bit tricky for him later.
Yeah, I mean it's only a matter of getting the right peel for it, but he's going to get there a very nice drop combo, taking care of some of that yellow that, as you mentioned, wasn't really being useful for him.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting moves from inphlox. I saw an L possibility that he didn't take, but I know that that always means slightly different plans. He has some opportunities for maybe a horizontal with some yellows to drop down into a combo. We have lost Packy for a second, but he's back up there. He needs a lot of red help on the top of his board, John.
Yeah, it's lots of reds in very specific positions that needs clear up to. Well, apparently open up even more red below, as we saw there in column two. But yeah, sometimes this is the layout of the land, and but however, he gets a nice teeter into a drop combo. So nice work there with those double reds.
Yeah, and I mean, inphlox is dealing with a bunch of yellow. He needs that to be cleared off the board pretty soon. And luckily, RNG is cooperating. Really nice tuck there, and spin back upwards.
Yeah, those ones are difficult on high speed, and more so in these levels where once you get to the bottom of it, the gravity has already increased. But he manages to get out at around 150.
Meanwhile, Packy taking care of his last couple of pills. Notice he just needs 2 yellows and a couple of reds, and he'll be out. Notice he's stacking those reds up, hoping that yellow, blue, and double yellow will come, and the double yellow shows up. Now he's got that last red out at about a 217.
Was a good prioritization there. It wasn't easy to decide, but he makes the right decision, and that pays off in just having to wait a couple pills to get out of level 14. So that's good. Good play there, and that's why these players are on the top of this tournament.
And it's not a very big lead that Influx has at the moment. The opening of his level 15 was a little bit difficult and riddled with some garbage. And notice there's not a lot of diversity on that top line for him right now. So that's giving Packy an opening possibly to start working on this level, although he is still high up on it.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just this very. It was a very V-shaped border for influx, though he's trying to even it up with some horizontals there, and now it's a lot of blue and red on the top line. Really, not a lot of yellow for influx.
Yeah, definitely. And that double yellow will take care of some garbage for sure. He can prioritize garbage since there are so few yellow viruses up there. Meanwhile, speaking of yellow, Packy's got this little thing going on in column 7 that he's going to take some long drop time to drop down, or also has a spire in column 7 going. So he's going to be dropping those down vertically, taking the drop time, but it's very clean.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where probably that spy is just an eyesore, and he wanted to take it out of his mind, out of the board, and it just have a better view of what's happening on the rest of it. So yeah, sometimes that's what you want to do to have some clarity of mind.
So Influx has opened up about a 16, 15 virus lead over Packy. Packy needs a lot of blue right now to keep things going. And luckily these blue pill halves are showing up just about every other pill. This double blue is going to really pay off. Influx out at about a 409 though.
Yeah, influx there with a little bit of a complicated situation where I mean he was talking the pills vertically, but if that last pill would have gone horizontally by mistake, then it would have blocked the top of the bottle, and that would have been a reset. Nice that it didn't happen, but the influx just going for every time save possible as Packie is out at 440.
Yeah, and Influx has already dug down a couple of levels in his board. Looks like he's trying to go for these yellows horizontally on the top. A double yellow is going to be what he wants, but he takes it with a red yellow. So going to use that garbage probably strategically since there isn't a lot of red on his top line.
Yeah, basically to try and set up some no drop combos or very short drop combos, which is what you want to do with those spells that really are not useful to you. As Paki is has some variety, he's going to be out of. Oh, I thought he was going to be out of blue, but he's managed to open up some more. So far right now, it's a very nice board for Paki as he gets this drop combo and yet another drop. Very nice there.
With that drop combo, he's right back in the game, and the lead is now basically evaporated. And that was a really nice combo that he made. Lots of foresight, but now Packy's in a situation where he needs no yellow, and he's getting it. Meanwhile, I missed a little bit of what was going on Inflox's board, but it looks like he made an angry gesture.
It's that left side that's well a bit interesting. Has a lot of yellow, and yeah, he's going to take some drop time as well. You know that he doesn't exactly enjoy that drop time, but manages to clear that out. And now it's a lot of red on his top line. Really, it's just a couple of columns that have something else.
Yeah. This nice little group of double blues was really helpful for Influx. Meanwhile, Packy taking down column 7 and 8 in a nice combo. Look at the opportunity he has to take out a lot of blue on the bottom row. Does it really nicely with this combo. And is going to have to just clear out some red yellows. Luckily, RNG provides.
Indeed, and he has already the setup to go horizontally if he so chooses. Also, try to go for the other yellow horizontally, and yeah, it's just a matter of okay, what he's going to do with that double. He's going to set up for the double blues, and that's going to clear some of the yellows. But fear not, as he's going to get another yellow and then the reds that he needs in order to be out at 651.
Yes, this is the retaliatory Packy that we that I was hoping to see as he starts into his level 17. Um, Notice he has a lot of yellow on the top of his board. He's already cleaned out the blue and a lot of the red, so he's going to be working a lot with this garbage. See what he does with it. Meanwhile,
And
Influx out at a 714.
yeah, that's what I was going to mention. He was a little bit stuck there because he needed a very specific blue yellow, I think it was, and it wasn't coming, so he just had to drop it and have to manage those viruses separately. But yeah, that still took some time, but manages to now be in level 17, and it's just a 2 virus lead at this point for Paki. So Influx trying to have a resurgence here.
Right. And Packy was trying to work around that blue that was in the center of the board and finally cleared it out. Had a couple of weird combo opportunities with it and working really nicely on that. We'll see what he does with these yellows on the right hand side. It looks like he's trying to set up for a T. And there he gets
Uh,
it.
yeah, red yellow would have been more efficient there, but just takes it with that yellow blue and decides to care of that with that from that garbage later. So yeah, that's going to be something for future packet to deal with.
Yeah, meanwhile, Influx taking down some stuff on column 1. We are getting a little bit of lag from his stream, and our restreamer Dave was trying to work on that. We see a lovely combo from Influx right now, just dropping down kind garbage for future Influx to worry about.
Yeah, it's a very red yellow top there for influx, and well, trying to figure out what to do there with a nice sweet tea, but that leaves a little bit of yellow garbage on column 3.
Meanwhile, Packy taking out a lot of pills in the center of his board, or viruses rather, and so he's got this nice big hole there. He needs to take out some of the yellows on the
Oh,
top. I
nice
think that
double.
might be his pain point. Oh, go right ahead.
No, I was gonna say that it was a nice double blue right on time in order to clear all of those blues.
Yes, indeed. Ooh.
It's very rare that side of pills come in right at the time that you need them, but it happens. Rarely, but happens.
So it looks like inphlox might be trying to set up a plan where he is going to take the red out in row 3 horizontally to drop those yellows and that garbage. Um, it looks like that is his play as Packie gets out at a 9:46. It's going to be down to the timer. I think he has taken it by just a few seconds.
Yeah, it's just going to be these last two reds, and Influx is going to be out at 9:54. So 8 seconds, but just enough for Paki to take game number two. So there you go, Paki just answering that game number one, which was terrible RNG, with a very nice game number two.
Ah, yes, trading the blows. That's exactly what we like to hear about.
Definitely, that's what we want to see from these players to try and give us their best games and just don't leave anything on the table.
Somebody's excited. Let's go, Floyd.
I'm pretty sure that many of our viewers are very excited seeing this back and forth with our two players. So yeah, that's very nice, and we have 75 of you here watching us. So thank you very much for coming around.
Yes, we got a ready from Packie and a ready from inphlox. Oh yes, his camera is upside down, so a thumbs up looks different to me than it does to him. Let's go. And 3, 2, 1, pills.
All right, and we're off. Both of them almost at the same time, so now we are not going to be having those situations waiting too much. But there you go. As Paki doesn't have a lot of yellow on his top line, while Influx doing something interesting there. I'm not sure if it's a drop, a mistake, but at this point, I have no clue.
Yeah, I think that those blue yellows they looked like a misdrop, but they did drop into this nice combo. So I think he did want this horizontal blue, however. But now he's got a lot of red to deal with. Packie, meanwhile, does have to clear a lot of blue off of his board.
Yeah, it's quite a border for Paki. Getting some nice pills, however, and having to take some drop time there by drilling down. That right side is going to become three reds in columns 5, 6, and then 6, 7, and 8. But he managed to take out one of them. You don't want to have three of them at the same time, otherwise you're waiting for a lot of very specific pills.
Definitely, definitely. Influx has been making some really nice moves with some low drop moves. And let's see, he's got a lot of blues up there on his board. He did do some a horizontal clear that was completely garbage. I think maybe that slide on column 7 and 8 was a misplay, but he can easily turn that around into not a problem at all.
Yeah, that's going to help to clear one of those viruses on column 8, and then the rest of it. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of garbage. But oh, I thought he was going to go for the horizontal with the reds in order to drop over the yellows, but decides to go another route.
Yeah, if he gets this blue yellow, he could drop down into an L. Chooses not to do that, but I see it goes down into a horizontal combo. So currently it's 5 viruses to 11 in Inflox's favor. Packie decides he might be trying to get this. Nah, he takes down the blue in the center vertically so that he doesn't have all that garbage on top.
Yeah, and I think he's going to try to sandwich maybe this. Okay, no, never mind. Yeah, as you say, he's taking them out. And yeah, it's just going to be that red on the corner is already set up as long as he can clear out that blue in column 5. And he's going to do that with a combo.
And Influx was out at about a 219, so giving him some time to start work on this level 15, which he's doing really nicely, dropping this down. He's got a tiny bit of garbage in column 8, which he is stacking nicely on top of. And now his whole top line is blue yellow.
Oh boy, that's well trying to opening up there a bit of red, and I think that he realizes exactly what you said, that red was the pain point at this point, and trying to set up for some things there. Some of the garbage is not going to be useful, but doing the good work there. Probably waiting for some yellow to clear horizontally those viruses in columns 1 and 4.
Definitely. And meanwhile, Packie has only one yellow exposed on the far left-hand side of his board, a lot of blue and red, and looking to maybe take out that red in the center horizontally, but he's probably going to do it with this blue. Nice, nice combo.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, only those viruses or those spills that are a bit of garbage there, those reds. There's really no other efficient way to take them down in something that's useful, given that the red he has, it's all the way on row one. But doing some nice work there, trying to play on the blues, which right now are most of his top line.
Meanwhile, Influx finally got the double yellow that he was holding out for. He was really trying to stay with that for a long time to get the yellows horizontally. So he's given Packie the opportunity to take the lead. It's either him or RNG did anyway. And so he's working on a very locked up bottom line. It'll be very double friendly, but well, he's got to get it open first.
Yeah, definitely. And it's one of those instances where, well, if you have something else to do on some other part of the board, then for sure wait for the pill you need. Sometimes you also get in a situation where either you try and keep on it on, or it's going to cause some more problems farther down the line. As we see, Paki is already out at 442.
Yeah, this is a good place for Packie to be. Inflox currently struggling with some of these yellows and a little bit of drop time. I think taking this red out horizontally in row two will cause a, a a combo that's delayed. Yep, so he can get that yellow in row one horizontally, and he'll be out at a 513.
Okay, so this is a bit of an advantage there for Paki as he takes a very big combo there on columns 5 and 6. Very nice work there.
But the top of his board, Packie's board is still really high. Notice he's got that blue-yellow spire in the column that he's just bringing right back down. But still, he needs a lot of yellow to bring down this board.
Yeah, that's basically all the viruses that he has on the top. Trying to make some work around it, playing some in some other places, perhaps waiting for the right pill to try and minimize the drop time and also the garbage, and finally gets out of that spire. But now he had a lot of yellow, but luckily enough, he got the right pills to avoid having that much of the same color in one side of the board.
Yeah. He has about a 20 virus lead at the moment, but Influx trying to keep his board very even. He is going to start working on this column 8, which is a lot higher up than the other ones. Column 1 will also be good with a blue red or a blue yellow. Really nice cross from Influx just now.
Yeah, however, what I can see on his board is those blues on on the edges are going to take some drop time, surely, unless he gets some doubles and yeah, that and then he takes them out that way. But going for another cross, they're very nice play on the rest of the board.
Meanwhile, Paki has a nice L, and he has his opportunity to take out this blue in row two horizontally. He does so. He's out at a 659. So he is pretty far ahead of Influx. He's at least a 25 virus lead at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is quite the gap now in the side of Paki. So that's realizing that yeah, well, you cannot leave anything to influx, and probably he doesn't know in what situation he is in respect with influx, but he knows that he's doing a very brilliant work so far just by watching the timer.
Yeah, this is some excellent, excellent work by Paki. Um, Influx, a little locked up here, wants to be able to take out these yellows in the bottom horizontally. I think that that double red would have worked out really well had the blue red not been in the way. But this double blue is going to be take that down right into a cross, leaving that room open horizontally. So now he's just needs a couple of blues and a couple yellows. This double blue, awesome for him.
Influx, they're trying to well set up in order to get the cross, and now with that pair of yellows, he's going to be out at 8:05. But he's behind by about half the of the level at this point. So yeah, Packie is still not letting go of this advantage.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like he has something good to fire with this yellow blue. Nice combo. Doesn't have a
It's
lot of
just
space for red at the moment, though.
yeah, I was going to point out there's a lot of blue on on his board and trying to open up some red, as you say.
Yeah. It looks like inphlox has a situation where his left-hand side is going to take some bringing down. You know, that double blue would have helped. It looks like he thinks maybe he made some kind of a misstrap, judging by his upside down hand gesture. Can't tell.
Yeah, and it's trying to figure out a way to, as you say, bring down that left side with as little drop time as possible. But he's going to have to take some there, and now it's a bit of a welder in column 2 and isolating that column 1, which yeah, is going to take even more time now.
Meanwhile, Packie just doing a great job on this level 17. He has the ability to just take a little bit of drop time, right? Look at this really nice combo. Um, Basically almost all the red off of his board. So he's just going to need a lot of yellow to make sure that things work out for him, but he's working on a really good pace right now.
Yeah, and he just needs the one red to bring down that garbage. There you go, finally gets it, and now can work on the rest of the board, which, as you say, is just yellow. So it's a matter of some yellows and a couple reds at this point. That double red is going to help him magnificently there, and just this yellow to set up for that drop, and a couple more for those horizontals.
Yep, so he just needs three more well, there we go. There's one yellow. And
And
two, he just needs one more and he'll be taking game 3.
yeah, but Influx is already on single digits, and this RNG, okay, finally gives him the yellow. He's out at 10-19.
Wow, that was so close from Influx. Look at that nice fat log to end. Look at how clean that board is. I mean, that just shows that he was making really excellent moves throughout the level, not ending up with a lot of garbage.
So there you go. Aki now takes the lead on this match 2-1, and it's going to be match point for him. I'm sure that Influx is not going to make it easy for him, but Paki finally also sighing a little bit of relief.
Definitely, definitely. And that that trading back and forth isn't quite happening yet, but I know Influx really wants this win, so I think he's going to just turn things up. And we have readies from both players. In 3, 2, 1, pills.
And we're off. All right, so Paki also already set up there for that horizontal, perhaps going to wait for some red in order to take that down, and yeah, he's trying to make the best out of this. There you go. He's finally going to take that horizontal.
And Influx is setting up for this monster move, right? Dropping down there, taking a little bit of garbage, falling in column 7 that doesn't look like it's going to drop into anything useful anytime soon. Has to deal with a lot of yellow blue at the moment.
Yeah, it's a lot of yellow at this point, and oh boy, just coming very sparingly. That double is going to help set up, but it's not going to open up much more. And there's really not a lot of red under those yellows, which also makes things difficult.
Right, and he just took it out with that nice series of drops. So, it's a mixed blessing. You open up one, but then you just burn it right away. So, no place to put reds again. But we do have a little space for it at the moment.
And then sometimes it's these layouts of the boards that definitely don't work, but you do with what you're given. Oh, if Influx had waited there a little bit, that double blue would have actually taken two more blues in a fat lock there, but I think he had some other plans to try and move on what's happening on his board.
Yeah, it's really still very close game. Packie's just trying to take things down here. If he gets, it looks like he has the opportunity with a blue yellow to get a nice combo, and doesn't have a ton of use for red at the moment. But this double yellow will be really helpful for him. And there he goes. He takes those out horizontally and opens up a lot of his board. Inflox has made a tiny lead, but actually, nope, never mind.
Hey, yeah, that they're going to do some interesting things that, yeah, we're gonna be caught off guard. But there you go.
And all Packie needs is one red in order to be out. And he's going to be out at about a 218. Meanwhile, it looks like Inflox had some plans going on. It might have looked like a misdrop, but he wanted this combo to go so that he could clear up those yellows, drop down the blue. He just needs one red. So what might look like garbage to us, actually a very good plan by Inflox to do his end game.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you need a very specific way to set up things, and yeah, it just takes a mind that's very focused on it, and definitely Influx has what it takes to do this. And yeah, you saw it there. Some weird situation there with the pills, well, mismatched, which is not something that you see usually. Was exactly what he needed to get out of level 14.
And Influx has very, very little use for yellow, but still making things work with that garbage. He's just started to open up yellow. Packie had mostly yellow on the top of his board, and now just needs a lot of red blue. Notice he has that garbage hanging in the center, which he's just dropped down, and opening up some good diversity now. So things he's really cracked this board open, but still not a sizable lead, and it'll just trade back and forth.
At this point, it's just one or two viruses, so one way or the other, and we've seen that sometimes it just depends on who gets a big combo at that moment. Paki there could have gone horizontally, but decides to actually go for a one drop combo there. So, yeah, and a different way of playing this perhaps could have actually disandwiched those reds in column two. But yeah, he doesn't have many other places to go with those reds, so it's not going to take much more time.
Yeah, and he's using blue garbage strategically to help him clear out some other things. Notice he drops that blue garbage down into a combo. He's still left that blue open to clear horizontally in the bottom, and he has this blue able to close in column 8. So he hasn't left himself off at all. But meanwhile, Influx finished first and finished at about a 430. So these two are extremely close at the moment.
Yeah, at this point, it's just it was one pill, 2 seconds difference, so nothing to give to any one of these players, and we're gonna see what happens here now on level 16. Spacky there with a nice horizontal to drop into a combo, and he's working very quickly that left side of the board. That right side, not so much. It's still very high.
Yeah, and if he manages to clear out these reds horizontally on the right-hand side, then a lot of good stuff will drop, but it's going to be really difficult, so I think he's going to take out that garbage vertically. Influx has been making some really amazing combos to open up the beginning of this level. He doesn't have space for yellow at the moment, but he's using the garbage as best he can, and hopefully he'll be able to clear out these reds horizontally nice, drop that stuff, and he's cracked his board way open.
Yeah, and he didn't have any use for the yellows, but he's using it horizontally very nicely. So there's another thing that players would like to learn if you're interested in this game. Try and see in many directions. You don't just want to go vertically. That's what one would like to do all the time. But unfortunately, this is not how this game works. So there's you can use your pills in various ways, and sometimes you have some options horizontally, as you saw there.
Yeah, definitely. So if you take a look at Packie's board, he's everything is on that right-hand side. I mean, nothing past column 2 on the left, but luckily he's getting, pills that he has a use for, or they're not harmful if they drop someplace else. Now the red, yellows, not that great. Actually, I changed my mind. Um, but so he does have some options here, working on these blues horizontally, and, yeah, it's only a 2 virus lead for inphlox, and, things are looking good for both players.
Yeah, definitely. And it was Influx opening up that left side of his board very nicely. Yeah, Influx just having to wait for that red and like asking where those pills are, but he manages to get out at 646.
You know, often I think that the common reaction to Dr. Mario is much like we see in traffic. When we see a jerk in traffic, a lot of us are like, "Hello," and that's the same thing that we say to Dr. Mario when we don't get the pill we want. Packie out at a 701, so
Oh
slight lead
yeah.
for Influx, but oh, and I think Packie did not mean to put that yellow blue in the center of the board. That's going to slow him down a little bit. Luckily, he's out of the danger zone, but it is going to hinder his play.
Yeah, and it's going to be that pill there on the left side on column one. That's barely manages to charge dash and doesn't finally get to that pill. Yeah, I think all of this was triggered by realizing that pill maybe wasn't the color that he initially saw, or perhaps seeing a better play and yeah, didn't have the time to move it all the way to the other side.
Meanwhile, Influx really knocking down this level. Lots of good combos there. Column one is going to be a little bit of trouble if he doesn't build, yeah, this platform and go for the fat log. Um, didn't manage to get the pills for the fat log, but again, he has another horizontal opportunity with these yellows and is placing garbage strategically so it's not too painful. He can take out this blue in column one and drop it down. And so he's just going to create an even top line and drop stuff down.
Yeah, and we saw there in both of our players' boards how they have to handle being so high in the board at the beginning of the level, and that's exactly why we do this level 17 as we were saying earlier. It's because we want to see the ability of our players in that situation, and as we can see, both of them have traveled it marvelously.
Yeah, I mean, finally, Packie garbage free. He took advantage of something that's really great about a bad situation here, where if you flip your pill out of the top of the bottle, the game will basically erase the missing pill have, and it won't fall down as garbage. So took advantage of that to clear down his board a lot.
It's one of those things that seems like a bug, but it's really more of a feature in this game.
And Packie's down by about 15, 16 viruses. So his board is a lot higher than Influx's. He could really use a bunch of red. Um, a bunch more red? Yeah, it's a start.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of use for blue at this point, and yeah, some of the pills he's been getting have been some one of the halves is blue at least. So trying to make the best out of it, however.
Yeah, and a nice, Peki is a nice garbage drop to make a combo. Needs a lot of blue yellow at the moment, and, is down by Packy's down by about 13. Influx needs a lot of yellow, and he's, very dependent on making this red fire horizontally, working his way around it. Ooh, making a different decision there. And so, yep, he just needs to clear a bunch of these yellows, drop the blue, and he'll be out.
Yeah, perhaps their influx trying to go for the sandwich, but it wasn't possible as it was slightly higher than necessary. And influx is going to be out at 1023.
All right, so we're gonna have ourselves a game 5. This is exactly what we want. So, nice job, guys. Yeah,
As we just
looks.
wait for Paki, yeah, to get a
Yeah,
couple
he's
of
gonna take
reds.
those out in the middle, out at a 1049.
All right, so we're gonna have, as we said, a decider, and woohoo, we get paid extra zero, double of zero zero. Damn it. Okay, well, that's fine. We get more Dr. Mario.
Exactly. Always a good bonus. And it's a little bit, honestly, I like this level block. It's a little bit less of a slog, 14 to 17.
Yeah, we're getting paid zero.
We are getting paid 0, but I guess we're getting paid in well, there was a bot that asked me if I wanted to be famous and get followers. I shoulda worked on that.
Yeah, perhaps that's the strat. Oh well.
We have readies from both players, and the winner of this is taking it all. And 3, 2, 1, pills.
And we're off, and Packie has a very red heavy board from what I can see, and not a lot of yellow really to work with, and trying to open up some, but yeah, he needs red and he needs it urgently.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on in the center of Inflox's board with this red. I'm not sure if it was a garbage or a misdrop. I missed the very beginning of this, but now he's taking it down.
Yeah, there's not a lot of blue in the Influx's board. He manages to open up there quite a few on the right side, and perhaps a blue yellow is what he's waiting for to go for a horizontal. There you go.
Meanwhile, Packie trying to take advantage of any red pill half he can take. He needs a lot of red.
That's quite the staircase that Paki is facing there. But as you say, trying to use every half that's red, and also making it so that it's not red contiguously, it's in different columns, and that way you have more usage of other combinations.
Definitely. And Influx also needs this red. So using every pill half that he can possibly use. Um, Notice just how many reds could possibly fire this off. So he's going to take it down in column 3. He can do column 1, 4, 5, rather 5, 6. Nice double there. So he's just got to get all this red off his board and then he'll be good.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, the reds popping up their ugly head, but our players are managing to travel these sets of levels wonderfully.
Really nice cross here from Influx, clearing out the possibility for these yellows to go horizontally. And now just needs a bunch of reds. Packie would really like a double red right now to have this T fall, and he gets it. Fantastic.
And then follows with that horizontal with the blues, and that red should be set up for the horizontal as Influx is out at 217.
And Packie out at a 221, so extremely close right now for both of these players as they go into level 15.
Very nice opening there for both of them, and yeah, thanks Savage for the double red there.
Of course, happy to oblige. Can't do it for myself, but can do it for other people.
You couldn't get yourself blues. That was a thing.
Mm. Yeah, that was doctor and I had words later.
I'm
So
sure you did.
Influx doesn't have a any use for yellow at the moment. So he's got to use it to manufacture some garbage. But he has opened up a little yellow naturally, but still needs a lot of blue, and the blue red is going to be helpful. Wow, really nice combo to take out a lot of that middle junk.
Yeah, definitely. There Influx working very nicely the board. Paki trying to work that to the right side, and he's using one of the situations where the bars below is already cleared, and he was working on the next one with those red blues. So that's another thing you can do. Try and figure out what's on the bottom. You don't need to have all of them be the same exact peel.
Yeah, definitely. His board is very even. Paki is at a 10 virus deficit to Influx, but Influx's board is pretty spired. Notice there's in the center, he's got this blue garbage, although he has the possibility to clear the reds from in between. But column 1 is pretty locked up. Very lucky double yellow there. So just one use for blue there in the right hand side.
And in fact, just with that slight spire there, it's not going to be important because he can take both of those Well, but oh, that's interesting. They were sandwiched. Oh, but I see what he's going to do. He's going to pair them up the other way around. That's why he cleared the blues above. So he had that option as well.
Yeah, and he's out at a 430. Meanwhile, Packie working on his end game here. Uh, he just needs a couple of reds and one blue, and he'll be out. He's working on these reds horizontally on the right hand side. Is going to undertuck this. Might have been a good. I was worried that it was going to be one of those misprioritization situations, but he's out of it. So he's out at about a 450, about a 10 virus lead now for inphlox.
Yeah, those misprioritization issues happen when you're just pressing down, and unfortunately, trying to figure out what the next pill is. It's not as quick for us humans because we cannot see that fast. And yeah, fortunately, Paki got another red right after the pill that seemed to be his doom, but now he's out of that level.
And currently, inphlox looking to tuck these red yellows in between to drop down for this nice combo here. Cleared off a lot of yellow and blue. And yellow and blue seems to be the name of the game for inphlox right now. He doesn't have a lot of use for red, so he's manufacturing a combo there.
Goes there for the drop time in order to take them horizontally. Could have gone also for the vertical clear, but that would have meant a lot of garbage there on columns 6 and 7. So he had a plan to try and reduce that situation.
Yeah, definitely. Currently, Packie still working up a little bit higher on his board. He's got some garbage on columns 3 and 4. That's a little bit troubling. Just added some garbage on column 7, but trying to knock this down bit by bit. The bottom of his board is not very tight. It's pretty loose, so everything is really constrained in the center here.
Yeah, it's a bit of like spires in various places, and also that red garbage was starting to look a bit dodgy, but manages to clear it out, and now it's still a little bit of garbage in Pack's column 6, but yeah, nothing too worrisome. It's only one virus that's left there.
And Influx setting up for a really nice end game. He had a nice combo there and got a really lucky double blue to finish out the level at about a 650. So he's starting on his 17, about 18 viruses ahead of Packy. So he's got a nice sizable cushion to work with as we figure out who's going to take this championship.
Yeah, it's just this one level that's left, and we're gonna have our first champion of the year.
So Packy has a nice fat log. He it looks like he's going to be taking the blues in row 1 horizontally, which will drop down to help clear out some yellow. But he is going to want to try to do the yellows together in column 1 if he can. We'll see what the pills give him for prioritization.
Definitely, it's probably Pack is going to go horizontal there for those reds and just wait for another red. There you go, and that's going to drop into the yellows. He's going to be out at 647. Influx already about 30 viruses into level 17, so trying to open up quite a gap there.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a lot of diversity on his board right now. I mean, there's a lot of blue garbage and a lot of blue in general. So he was using that to clean out some yellow, and you'll see that the next layer has a lot of yellow on it. So we'll see what Influx does. Meanwhile, Packy working with a lot of blue red at the moment. So let's hope RNG comes through for him.
Yeah, this blue yellow is not exactly what he wants to see because other than the red yellow on the right side, there's not more viruses open for him.
So currently
Uh,
about a 30 virus lead for Influx. Things look a little bit safer for him. There's no garbage on the board at all. Look at, he has got the opportunity for that nice horizontal. He's got some horizontals in the center of his board with that red. Looks like he's going to be building up for that. And column 1 isn't too bad there, especially with this double yellow happening.
Yeah, that's also going to set up that yellow on column 2, and that double yellow exactly what he needs to clear all of that. And it's just going to be those reds at the bottom, really, because the yellow is already set up as well. And this blue might be, okay, one of the last two to go if he doesn't get, okay, that double blue is going to take it out. Just a couple of reds, and Is going to be done at 9:16.
And I think that was the fastest game in this set. So uh, again, that's the kind of finish we want to see. So GG's inphlox, GG's Packie. We have our first champion of the year.
Indeed, that's going to be it, and it's definitely the hottest time for this set. As you know, it's a new block, so well, we're setting records, obviously in this final. So it's going to be inphlox who takes the first 6 points of this year. Paki is going to be taking only four, but nonetheless, GG's.
And yeah, GG's to both players as Packie finishes it out. So we've had, just to recap, we've had some amazing action. I mean, we've had some great upsets from certain players, you know, kicking butt, taking names, you know, and we've had Titans square off against each other. It's been a really fantastic month. So if this is any indicator of how the year will go, we're in for a great year.
Oh, yeah, and that started on the qualifiers already, and I mean this is quite the ending with a hot time, a couple of games that were very close, and that's all you can ask for one of these months. It's been really a pleasure to bring you this monthly and to be on this side of the of the screen, and yeah, well, it's been amazing January. Let's see what the year brings us.
Excellent. So, on behalf of me, Savage Octagon, and the commentary team, Floyd 1977, and uh, Ook the Librarian, and John Nash, and our amazing restreamer, The Dave, thank you so much for coming. Please tune in next weekend to see the silver bracket. We're going to have a lot more players playing for you, different level blocks. And thank you to all of our 80 viewers. Shout outs to the commentators, organizers. Have a fantastic night, everyone.